Hey there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I have 10 tips for quick and easy cards. My first tip is to stick with basic supplies. Like here I'm using a waterproof black ink pad and watercolor pencils. That way you can create so many different kinds of cards with a limited amount of supplies. My next tip is a coloring tip. So what I'm doing is pretending that the light is coming from the upper right hand side, so I'm applying my shading on the left hand side. Like I'm here doing in this robot, I'm just putting in the gray on the left hand side, on the edges where I think it would be the darkest, and then when I blend it out, I'll have natural shadows and highlights on the kind of metal look there. I'll apply the same rules to the Legos when I color them, and that way everything will be uniform and feel like the light's hitting it all at the same place. The other tip is to choose line work images or images with a lot of open space to color if you're going to be working with limited supplies. That way you can do a ton with just your black ink pad and your watercolor pencils or markers. Tip 4 would be to actually choose your paper before you begin coloring. I did that here too, and now I'm just getting to the point where I'm trimming out my panels. Another tip is to buy pre-folded cardstock because a lot of times it's cheaper than actually making your own cards if you can get a pack of cardstock and envelopes already folded. I got mine at Michael's and it was like $5 for 80 of them, so you can't beat that price. And another tip would be to use the 6x6 paper packs or the 4x6 paper packs because those work out really well for cards. The scale on the pattern paper is smaller and it's much more affordable, and you don't have the waste like you would if you were using 12x12 scrapbook paper. Tip 7 is to use your paper trimmer instead of expensive die cuts for squares and rectangles. It's just as easy to do with a paper trimmer. And tip 8 is to actually glue your focal point down onto the paper and then cut the mat. It's so much easier to line it up that way. Tip 9 is to use pattern paper as embellishments. You can use strips of pattern paper instead of ribbons. You can cut designs out of pattern papers instead of stickers or other embellishments. It's thrifty and it will be less expensive to mail, so you'll send more cards and use up more of your stash. It's a win-win-win. And tip 10 is to use the right tool for the job. Here I'm trying to cut out this strip of Legos that I stamped with office shears and it just wasn't working. I switched to my precision point scissors and it was so much easier. So choose the right tool for the job, invest in a pair of really nice scissors for your paper crafting and you won't be disappointed. Plus a little set of these scissors is only about $10, so it's not that big of an investment, but you'll find yourself using them time and time again. I hope you enjoyed these 10 beginner tips for stamping. It'll save you money, it'll get you creating instead of wondering what to make, and I think it will help you in many of your cards to come, especially when you're making quick cards for kids' birthdays and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this quick tip video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, happy crafting!